Welcome back. There's a live look outside from the Oregon coast, our In It Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera in Lincoln City. Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. With everything going on in the world, it's no secret that many of today's youth are struggling with mental health. So here with tips to help your children cope, we welcome back research psychologist and psychoanalytic therapist, Dr. Frieda Birnbaum. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
So let's talk about some warning signs, things that parents and caregivers should look out for that their kids might need some help.
This is so important to see if your child is isolating themselves, if they're not coming down for dinner, if they're not talking, if they seem depressed. Well, that's a red flag right there. What about their grades? If they're not doing as well academically or they don't even care, that's something else that fits the profile of a person, a child that really needs to be looked at. And then their hygiene is changing. They're disheveled, or they're coming down and they don't have personal hygiene, or they're gaining weight, or whatever that is, that they're not well groomed. That's another part that we need to look at as parents to see that there's a change, because all this does start at the home.
Yeah, and then once you notice that something might be giving you some concern, keeping that open line of communication is so important.
Yes, so when you're seeing that, you need to have support for your child, and you need to listen to your child. And also remember that your child is expressing ideas and feelings that you may have never gone through as a child yourself. So be aware of the differences and be open-minded to the challenges that you're facing.
And trust your gut, right? You know your kid best. You can probably usually
Yes.
tell if there's something off.
Yes, you do have to trust your gut. But then again, if you need to, go to a mental health professional and go quickly, because there's a problem there that may be escalating. And then the child will learn how to cope and will learn also that they can feel safe talking to someone other than their parent that they may not be as comfortable talking to.
Yeah, and it's no judgment on you as a parent. You don't have to take it that way. It's that sometimes kids are just more comfortable opening up to somebody else.
Yes, because what happens is that they feel that person, they don't have to face every minute of the day. They don't have to be responsible to that person. That person won't be critical of them. As therapists, that's what we try to do. We try to be non-committal, not have our own agendas. And parents, we do have high standards for our kids, and they may tell us something and we may slip and respond to it without even realizing. And then they say, oh no, what did I do wrong? So the best thing to do really is to have them go to somebody else that doesn't have those kind of issues or agendas, and it's much more comfortable for everybody else.
Yeah, and trying to foster that communication as much as you can with your kids. Are there certain strategies that you can use to make them feel safe and let them know they're not in trouble? Sometimes they get a little bit scared with any kind of heavy conversation.
Let's get rid of those gadgets. Come on. It's everywhere, and everybody's talking about how bad it is for you. So let's put that aside. What happened to family time? What about movie night? What about getting together as a family once a week and discussing your concerns and problems, or getting together for dinner and just talking to each other? I mean, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that something to look forward at the end of the day, to unwind together with people you feel safe with? And then there are sports, and then there are hobbies, and then there are activities. There's so much out there: basketball, baseball, football, tennis, golf. I mean, you name it. And what about social clubs and organizations that you belong to? All those things can give you access to life and take away from yourself. Sometimes we're just too much into ourselves, and that gives you a higher social IQ. And connecting to other people, research has shown, really makes you happier. So let's get with the program, and that's for everybody. Let's connect to each other much more than what we're doing today.
Yeah, and kids can really learn those life skills, as you mentioned, from sports or other activities outside the home, any artistic interest. We should really encourage our kids to follow through with things that make them happy.
Yes, because we don't really know what makes us happy till we try it. So we can't be timid about it. And the more we do that, the more confidence we have. One thing leads to another. If we do something good in one area, they say if you use your brain for physical areas, then you can take that and use it for academic areas or emotional areas, because it comes from the same place of having that confidence and having these resources work. And when you're conditioned in a positive way, you keep reconditioning and build up on it. But when you're passive and you're into yourself, well, you never know. And that's what causes depression. That's what causes anxiety. And that's why these kids stay up in their rooms, because they feel once they come down, there'll be negativity all around them, which is not true. So we really need to bring them out. We really need to get them to join us and to see that they can have fun, that they don't have to feel they're going to be criticized. On the contrary, they're going to be supported, because all this starts in the home. It doesn't start in school. It doesn't start with their friendships or their activities. It all starts with the parents realizing there's a red flag and they better get moving and they better do something about it.
Yeah, great information. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
My pleasure as always. Thank you so much.
We'll have more information about Dr. Frieda on our website at katu.com. And we'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.